Hey ladies, I am making a video today to talk to you guys a little bit about all of the myths surrounding fitness because I know you've heard them and most of you probably believe them, which is not your fault. I blame Pinterest. I think Pinterest is like the worst source of information for fitness ever. Okay. If you've ever heard my rants about Pinterest, well, you're going to hear them again. And if you haven't, here we are. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the most common myths that I hear, and let's just talk about the truth. First one I want to talk about is something that even people who are really advanced in fitness still believe. This is called spot reduction. And what spot reduction means is trying to lose fat on a very certain part of your body by doing a certain exercise. For example, let's say I don't like the fat on the back of my arm. If I do arm exercises like tricep extensions or whatever, that will not affect the fat in that area. It will affect it 0%. That is not how it works. Let me give you another example. If I have really, a lot of fat around my thighs, me doing squats, me doing jump squats or deadlifts or any exercise that are leg focused will not remove fat from my thighs. So you're probably thinking, well, how do I remove fat from my thighs? And we're just going to reverse back to caloric deficit. Your body needs to have less calories in than energy you're exporting to lose fat, period. That is how you lose fat. When we're doing exercises, we are changing our muscles, which changes the shape of our body. So if I'm doing a tricep extension, I can grow the tricep muscle and change the shape of my arm, but it will not in any way affect the fat content on my arm. So please remember that caloric deficit is what makes you smaller. It is what removes fat. And doing an exercise anywhere on your body is just increasing the muscle mass there, which will increase the shape of that area. Doing an arm exercise does not lose fat on your arms. Doing crunches does not make you have less fat on your stomach. Doing squats does not make you have less fat on your legs. Only caloric deficit does that. First myth, gone. All right, second myth I want to talk about is cardio for fat loss. So many of us have been told to go for a run to lose weight. Go for a run, they say, do cardio, do all the cardio, sit on an elliptical for an hour every morning. That is not the fastest way to lose body fat. It is not the fastest way to lose body fat, okay? So again, if I went for a run for an hour, if I went for a jog for an hour, I'm going to burn approximately 450 calories. Not that many calories, since 3,500 calories is what I need to burn to lose a pound of fat. So, what is the fastest way to burn fat, you say? A couple different things we can look at. One of them being HIIT training. So if you see, in your program or in other programs, HIIT training, so you go really, really hard and then you calm down and relax. Go really hard and calm down and relax. That's asking your heart to work really, really hard and relax. And it actually trains your heart really differently than asking your heart to beat slowly while running. Because that's the goal of running, is to get yourself to a calm pace so that you can go a further distance. But when we're doing HIIT, we want that dramatic increase and decrease of our heart rate. And the reason that HIIT training burns fat longer or better is because it's making your heart work way harder. You're burning more calories at a much quicker rate. So for example, a HIIT training session would be about 15 to 20 minutes rather than an hour. And also with HIIT training, your body is going to burn calories after the workout for quite a few hours after. So that process that you do with your body, it's actually going to make you burn more calories while sitting on the couch afterwards than if you went for a run and then sat on the couch. Okay? Another thing that we can look at is the more muscle you have on your body, the more calories your body naturally burns in a day, which means the higher your metabolism is. So for example, my body, since I have a lot of muscle on it, I need to eat more food than another person who isn't lifting weights just to maintain that muscle. Which means that I'm running at a much higher metabolism because my body needs so many more calories, right? So I would be able to burn more calories when working out than someone who doesn't have muscle. And that can be really sciencey, but I just want you to realize that like the more you lift weights, the more calories you burn all the time, like literally all the time. Okay, so the other thing about cardio and fat loss is like, I know I've said before, but when we're doing cardio for an hour and we're burning 500 calories, why not instead remove 500 calories from your diet? In terms of eating one less granola bar or removing the cream from your coffee instead of going for an hour run. Like such an intense difference, one whole hour or no cream in your coffee, right? Like it just makes more sense to look at your food than it does to look at exercise for fat loss. Truly, truly, okay? Okay, so the last fitness myth I want to talk about, which is always near and dear to my heart, is when women say they don't want to weight train or exercise because they're afraid that their muscles are going to be too big and that they're going to look manly. And it's probably one of my favorites because I think it's hilarious. Okay, so let's just start here by saying, if you've ever seen a woman who's super muscular, like I know you're picturing one right now. You're like, I know that woman who's super muscular. I don't want to look like that. Maybe you're picturing my body. You're like, yeah, Victoria, I want to be fit, but like not as fit as you. Let me tell you this, okay? Let me tell you this. To have even just the muscle mass that I have on my body has taken me 6 years, okay? Not 10 weeks, not 16 weeks, not 1 year, 6 years of consistent, like perfection lifting, okay? Once, sometimes twice a day, heavy weight training to specifically make my muscles bigger, okay? I literally go to the gym with a plan that is much different than yours to on purpose grow my muscles bigger with more volume. Like that is the sport that I'm doing, and that is something I have to work so hard at to maintain because I'm a woman and because I don't have testosterone. So let me just say to you, you cannot get muscular or manly looking by accident. It is impossible for you to do that to yourself, okay? Unless you are following a hypertrophy plan consistently day after day for years. Let me just say it again, years. You will not look manly. So do not ever pick up a dumbbell and think that your body is going to transform into this muscular thing. It will not. If you want your body to transform into a muscular physique, you have a long, beautiful road ahead of you, and I would love to show you how that's possible for you. Nothing against muscular bodies, but I want you to know that if you are afraid that doing any kind of weight training is going to transform your body to be muscular like mine, it will not happen, okay? Secondly to that, let me just talk a little bit about testosterone and estrogen. When I go to the gym and I lift a 40-pound weight, let's say above my head like this, okay? And buddy beside me, gym dude, buddy, is also lifting 40 pounds, okay? We are the same strength. His muscle tissue will be 8 to 18 times bigger than mine because he has testosterone. So for the same strength, the same weight, the same movement, his muscle will be 8 to 18 times bigger than mine. Let that sink in. Let that sink in for a second. You can't look manly. You cannot. They have testosterone. So now I just want to backtrack a little bit, and I want you to picture that woman that you're picturing that's like so manly looking, okay? Whatever. And I want you to know that like performance enhancing drugs are very common for anyone who's in fitness. And just to give a little talk about performance enhancing drugs, because I'm in the industry, so I know tons about it. There is a big difference in the kinds of drugs that you can take. And let's just picture like smoking a joint versus smoking meth. Very different. Not that I've done whatever. Like, I'm just saying there is a large scale range of what you can put into your body to produce results. And some people take those drugs and they run with it. And they've got intense bodies that are impossible to obtain without those drugs. So, if you can picture a body on a woman that is super, super muscular, that is way, way above the kind of muscle that you're looking to achieve, she is taking something. And I'm not saying that in a judgment way. I'm saying you cannot look like her without drugs. It's impossible. It is impossible. Okay, I obviously get very heated about this conversation because I hear women all the time saying like, I want to go on the elliptical and not lift weights because I'm afraid of what it's going to make me look like. I dare you. I dare you to lift weights every single day and show me that you get manly. Like, I literally dare you. You will not, I promise on my fucking life, that you won't look manly. That's all for Fitness Myths today, guys. Hope I didn't get too aggressive, and I will talk to you guys later.